Good morning, everyone. It's April 12th of 2025, and I'm going to do a video on how to add these auxiliary lights and brackets on the Kubota M62, the L47, and the B26 tractor loader backhoe models. These are the lights that go right here onto the frame. You can do them for the front, and as you can see, I have one back here on the back, and I have one for the other side over there that I have not added yet. All right, we'll go into the shop. I'll show you all the part numbers and how to do it. All right, now the way that I did this, you don't have to do it this way, but I ordered the factory brackets and I picked up some auxiliary lights off of Amazon. I believe they are a 3 or 4 inch cube from auxbeam. I think the kit or pair or two of them, I think it was maybe $40, $50 each. But to do it the way that I'm doing it, you will need to get a drill and drill out these holes, not only on the frame on the backhoe, but also right here on your bracket. You will need a 3/8 drill bit to drill them out. In my opinion, the factory bolts that you can get, I believe, are 5/16. They are a little too small and a little bit too loose to really hold this bracket very steady, which is why I took a drill, drilled them out to a 3/8. That way you have a little bit better of a tighter fit onto the frame, so it's not bouncing as much as the tractor's running. Now, I did get this information here in the diagram from message.com, and it might be hard to see here, but this here is showing the front, which in my previous video where I was showing where my orange lights are connected. This bracket here is not part number, but diagram number 040 for the left hand side on the front, and this one over here is diagram number I circled the wrong thing. It's going to be 050. That 060 is for the bolt. But for your right side on the front, it's going to be 050 on the diagram number. Your part number is going to be this here. For your left front is going to be this number here, and this one also. The main thing you want to look at is your 50 and your 60 on your part number, your 40 and your 50 on your diagram number. Do not get these two mixed up. They will throw off the part numbers when they go to look them up. This here is your part number, and this here is your part number. It may show left hand and right hand. Try your best not to get confused with these, because on the rear they are reversed. If you are only trying to add one on the rear, you can see right here number 040 on the left front is 040 on the right side of the rear of the backhoe unit or tractor unit, cab unit, the rock system, whichever you want to call it. They are reversed on the rear side. Why they did it that way, I'm not sure, but do keep that in mind. If you are trying to order one separate from the other, be sure if you're putting it on the front or the rear. And this here might help you try to distinguish what you may or may not need. I put here the left front, which is also the right rear, or right front, which is also the left rear. And still you have the 60 and the 50. And once again, the part number, I noticed this time when I looked this morning to get these printed out, they do not have left hand or right hand marked. But when I ordered them last year, around I think November, you can see here on the one ended in 50, it says stabilizer work light, left hand side. On the 60, it shows stabilizer work light right hand side. So they may show up that way in computer system, they may not. And it may show that same way on your packaging too. You see this is 6-0 right hand side. So now that you have your brackets, the tools you're going to need to do it the way that I did, you're going to need a total of 4 3/8 16 by 1 inch bolts. You're going to need a total of 8 washers, which is 4 per side. You're going to need 4 lock washers, 2 per side, and also a total of 4 3/8 by 16 of regular nuts, not lock nuts. If you want to use a lock nut, that's up to you. However you want to do it. You will need a 9/16 or 14 millimeter, whichever you have, wrench, and the same thing on a socket. You could probably get away with a 3-inch extension. I couldn't find mine when I was doing this. Just get that on a ratchet. I do prefer using the stubby wrench on the nut side here. Using a stubby wrench like this to help you get around your rear turn signal lights on the back. It'll help you get in there where you can turn it and tighten it down. But this here is just what you need for one side. I already have the other side on the rear. I have not installed this one yet. I did take the harness that come with these lights and I cut off the end of it. I already have that out there on the backhoe, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But this here uses a quick disconnect style for 2 prongs. I already have the other part out there on there. And I believe that's everything I could think of that I could show you here from inside the shop. You can mount this however you want. As you probably noticed in my other video, I have my 2 front ones where they're actually on the bottom side of the bracket pointing down. The reason I did that is I wanted more light down towards my loader area for using the grapple or the bucket. So I used that angle to help angle that light downward instead of outward. But you're free to do it however you want to. Whatever you feel like your lighting needs are, just adjust the light to the way that you want it. We're about to go out to the backhoe now and install this, and I will give you a little bit of information on where to find your factory wires at, so you can put in a connector or any style connector that you want to use. Alright, now I have the bracket on. I inserted the bolts from the seat side outward, and the bracket also comes on this way with this extended bottom part inward towards the seat. The reason that is, if you look here, you will not have clearance on the back side of this light in order to put the bracket on that way. That's why you have to just double check which side you're putting it on. And if one doesn't work, try switching it around with the other one. But this is why it goes on the inside, because you cannot clear your turn signal. But looking for your wiring, your unit will already have the wiring up here, somewhere around in here. Believe on this side, mine was wrapped up, and actually in this piece of electrical tape loom, you will see 2 wires similar to this. I already have my other connector on there, which I'll get that out now, or try to. You will have 2 wires on the factory side. They will have like the round bullet connectors on them. This black one is going to be your ground wire, and I'm assuming this is maybe like a yellow with red tracer, possibly a white wire. I can't tell with the way the roof is, maybe changing the color on it. But the one with the red tracer is going to be your power wire for your 12-volt power. And these lights will not come on with your headlights. They only come on back here with your work light switch. So keep that in mind when you are doing some testing. But they will all be up here somewhere in this rear wiring harness, taped up somewhere up here. So they are already pre-wired. You do not have to add anything else except for whatever connector you might want to use. The reason I went with these cheaper lights here, the brackets were, if you look back at the picture or paper that I had, they are about $70 for these brackets. The factory light is $200. I didn't think that was going to be necessary back here. Sure, there's probably other brackets that could be used, but I wanted to go with something that I figured would work out pretty good without having to do a lot of guessing. So yeah, I paid more for the factory bracket, but for aftermarket light, I think these are the way to go, because buying those factory lights is just ridiculous for over $200. And while we're back here talking about lighting, your factory standard lights for your work lights, if you have one go out, you do not have to replace this whole assembly, which is also around, I think, $200, maybe $180. The bulbs inside are replaceable. In fact, on my front up there, I went to Amazon and I got some $20 H3 LED bulbs, and I changed them out. I have not changed out the rear yet. These are still the halogen bulbs, but they are replaceable bulbs. You just have to take that out, get your light assembly out, take your screws out of the back right here, and you can just switch out the bulb from there. And I may do a video on that at some point, but they are removable and they are changeable. If you should have one of your factory standard lights go out, you do not have to buy a whole light assembly. But once you get your connectors tightened up, your bolts tightened up, everything will be good on your light, and hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit better whenever you're working. Light is now installed. I need to get the zip ties on it, but I did forget you will need two other additional tools, a 13mm or a 1/2" wrench. And if your light come with it, you just use the included Allen key that comes with it. But if not, like I lost mine, it was a 4.0, and you attach the two bolts up there on the side to get your angle right. You can see it up there. Use your 13 there at the bottom. I'll have to see once it gets darker if I got them angled correctly, but that is somewhat how it'll look there for your rear. And this is how I have it up here on the front. Like I said, I have the ones at the front underneath the bracket to help it angle down more, show a little bit more of the front end loader work. And as Neil Messick would say, if you're in the market for a new piece of equipment, need parts and or service, give Messick a call at 1-800-222-3373 or visit them online at messick.com. And if you're in the Scotland County area, North Carolina, Richmond County, a few other counties, and you need rim guard tire ballast, give me a call at CJ's Agricultural Ballast Solutions, 910-384-5898. Thank you for watching. Alright, just showing a little bit of how it looks with the lights. It's fairly dark outside. I know the phone doesn't really help. Right there's the front. You can see roughly how dark it is with no light. And then back here at the back, I have the backhoe arm stretched out almost as far as it'll go, as I'm back here just doing a little bit of land clearing. Sitting back here in the back seat, I have the lights just where they kind of go off to the side there and over there. I'm going to see if I can try to cover this light, see if maybe it'll help show a little bit of difference that it does make. There's with that light covered, and there's with that. You can really light up the side of the area over there when you're trying to swing off to your left or to your right with these lights. I still need to probably adjust them down or up or sideways a little bit, but they do seem to light up the area pretty good. Thank you for watching.